Well, good day, everyone, and welcome to our lesson for our first communion and our first reconciliation. You may wonder where I am, and today's part one. Of course, I'm outside of the church, but you may know beside the church, this is where Father Keith lives. Come on into my home, and let's talk about having a meal. Having a meal. You may know the church supplies a house for the priest to live in. And so here is where I live, I pray, friends and family visit, and I spend time in my rectory, in my house. Come on in and let's talk about a meal in a home. I'll take off my mask because I'm inside my house all by myself right now. So inside of the rectory house, where do we have a meal? Quite often, we have our meal in our kitchens. The same with the priest, the same with your family. So here is the kitchen where oftentimes I have my breakfast, my lunch, my dinner. I have a meal. This, of course, is like in your home. There's a stove and fridge, and how we get ready for the meal. We prepare, we use different things for the meal. Want to look at my fridge? Why not? So just like in your fridge, we have things to eat, we have things to drink, and this makes for our meal. So we prepare our meal, whether it be for ourselves as one person or as a small family, or lots of times, remember we talked about birthday parties? When there was no COVID, big parties we would have and big meals together. Sometimes there's so many people we have to stand up or sit on a chair or here or there, but oftentimes, of course, our meal is at a table. So here is usually where I sit and have my breakfast. I shall give you a close-up because, of course, I have a cross over top of my table. The Our Father and also the Our Father in the Arabic language. These are from the Holy Land. And then I also have from Rome. So oftentimes, this is the place, just because it's comfortable, where I have my meal. You can see there's 3 chairs. So sometimes friends visit me before COVID happened here, and we would gather together to have a meal. So you see there's the table, the tablecloth, there's the chairs where people gather, and we talk together. And with a cross that's there, we pray together at this table. But maybe in your home, like in Father Keith's home, there's also the dining room, special occasions. Come and see the other place where I eat and have a meal. So this is my lovely dining room. And again, on special occasions that I gather with family or friends. Maybe I'll turn the light on. Oops. And here is where I have special meal. So of course the chairs are different table. Yeah, nice chandelier. And also I have, and maybe you have this too, special dishes and cups, and sometimes I drink wine in my house too. So all the special things just for the occasion of having a special meal. So we gather together here at the table. We pray together. We share together. At the meal we eat and we drink. It'd be a funny meal. Remember our birthday? It'd be a very strange meal if people came to visit me when they're allowed to. And I would have only drinks and no food. That'd be silly. or only food with no drinks. Or I made everybody stand up. I have enough chairs. We can sit down and we can pray together. We can have conversation and talk together. And I know it's a special moment when we gather for a meal. I suppose that this past year, many of us have missed special meals together. All of us have had a birthday during COVID. And maybe mommy and daddy, their wedding anniversary, or Christmas, or Easter, or Thanksgiving. All these so often are joy and our thanksgiving to God, to our family and our friends and our neighbors are about the table, the altar, the meal. So you can see in my home, here's my living room. And how important that the table is, that the meal is, whether it be here in my dining room or in my kitchen. Meals are so important of gathering together. In part 2, we'll see in the church. We'll see the altar in the church, the table of the Lord, the table of the Mass, the place of the sacrifice of the Mass, the place where all the church family of Immaculate Conception comes together. That's why the church is so large. We have so many hundreds of people that come for that meal. The food, the bread and wine that becomes the food of Jesus' body and his blood. We eat and we drink. We celebrate, we pray, we honor God, we leave the table, we leave the altar, leave the church, go back into the world to help the poor and those who are in need. Please continue now with part 2 of today's lesson for First Communion. Thank you.